So we're looking at what happened between members of crew of Ibom A and the passenger whose name has been released as Comfort Emerson. We understand that it all started at the Victor Ota International Airport in Uyo and continued up to the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos. And we have seen the videos everywhere. So there's no need repeating the videos here. We just keep it straight and look at the legal issues. There is no way an event of this magnitude can occur without legal issues. So this video is intended to look at the legal issues, and we ask the question, who was right? Who was wrong? We understand that this lady was asked to switch off her phone while on board the plane, just like every other person was asked to do. And for anybody that flies, at least domestically, that's always the announcement that you switch off your phone and so on, and everybody complies. Eventually, when you go up, you are asked to switch on the phone and make use of it and all that. So the announcement was made for her to switch off the phone, and she refused to switch off the phone. We understand from the release made by Ibom A that a passenger sitting nearby decided to take the phone from her and then switch it off. Altercation must have ensued from that point. And we've seen the footages, we've seen arrival at Lagos and all that. And like I ask, who was right in all of this? Who was wrong? What are the legal issues? So let's look at them together. Does any passenger have the right to beat anyone on board the plane? The answer is no. Nobody has the right to do that. This is the lady, at the exit of Ibom A. You saw the photograph, and this is the A hostess stopping her from going out. No one has the right under international law or under domestic law to beat anyone on board the plane. So the beating of the A hostess by the passenger, Emerson, right, was totally out of place, and same must be condemned. There are no two words about it. Her action qualifies for the crime of assault, for which she can be prosecuted, convicted, and sentenced to terms of imprisonment to serve in a jail. In jail. So the truth must be told here that her conduct was unruly. Even if she was my relative, I would have said the same thing, that her action was unruly. You are never allowed to behave that way on board any plane. If it is outside Nigeria, the consequence will be very serious. Nobody is allowed to behave that way on board any plane. So I think there is that consensus of opinion on this, that what she did was wrong. Now, so was Ibom A right in taking her out of the plane in the way and manner they did? Was Ibom A right? This is the way she was dragged out of, the plane. Now, here is the answer. Once there is danger on board the plane, right, the airline has a duty to bring such danger to a stop and evacuate the person that is carrying the danger. That's it, internationally, locally, or wherever. Once there is danger on board the plane, for the safety of others, and also for the safety of the person that is even carrying the danger, the airline has a duty to stop that danger from proceeding. And so if it requires evacuating the person that is causing the danger, if it requires removing her out of the plane, the law would expect that that is done, and then the person is removed from the plane so as to keep the plane safe. Remember that the airport is a very volatile environment. It's a very sensitive environment. And hitting the plane at the wrong place could also cause serious damage to the plane, could also endanger lives of passengers and also the lives of persons that are in the airport. Any small spark explodes the airline, and the danger is something that nobody, wants it to happen in his airport. So the Ibom A was right in removing her from the plane for the safety of the plane and for the safety of the crew members, and also for the safety of this lady that became unruly. And that must be established. But where do I think Ibom A got it wrong? There are some things that Ibom A did that I feel they got it wrong. And we have to say it here. Number one, having flown the plane successfully from its destination in Uyo, right? Sorry, to its destination. You've flown it successfully from Uyo to its destination in Lagos without any harm to the plane and without any harm to any passenger, right? And you have arrived Lagos safely. Ibom A should have allowed her to go. That's my opinion. I think at that point, the anger, the volatile environment was no more. There's no way she would not have calmed down, okay? She would have maintained some decorum, or she would have been tired of talking and shouting in the airplane. At that point, having arrived safely, I think that Ibom A should have allowed her to go without causing what just happened. Now, if you feel that she was still an aviation risk, then you call the security agents, the security personnel down, at the airport, to wait, be on standby, and as she's moving out, they keep some close watch over her, move closely with her, up to the point that it is safe to arrest her. Maybe at the point that she's going to take her luggage, as the chain is going round and round, and then you get her arrested there, totally away from the airline. So I think that it was wrong to now, after you have arrived, you now stop her, you stop her from going out of the plane, restricting her movement, stopping her from going out. That itself was also provocative. And I think that would have been avoided by Ibom A. Now, this is the video of this lady, and the portion covered here is the portion that almost everybody has seen it online. That's her breast. Okay, that's her private parts. Now, the video now circulating everywhere was recorded by a staff of Ibom A. That's the truth. It was recorded by a staff of Ibom A. Her breast should have been cropped off or covered. That's her private parts. It should have been cropped off or covered before releasing it to the public. I'm sure more than 100 million people have viewed her private part at this point, and more people will still view. You can't retrace it now because it has circulated everywhere. And I feel that Ibom A, the staff of Ibom A that recorded that incident, ought to have cropped this off before releasing it to the public. Don't forget that this lady, like every other citizen of the country, has the right to privacy and dignity of her human person. These rights are constitutional rights. And that right entails that you have no right to expose my privacy and send it out. So that was clear indiscretion. She can maintain an action against Ibom A for this. She can do that. So for me, that was clear indiscretion on the part of Ibom A, on the part of the staff of Ibom A that released that incident. If the staff released it without getting approval from the management of Ibom A, that staff did not also do well. That was disrespect for the management of Ibom A, because what you have done has caused serious embarrassment, to the airline. Yes, we have said that she was wrong, but at the same time, she still had her rights, constitutional rights, which also have been well protected by Ibom A. Now, both parties in this case, they certainly have explanations to make in the circumstance. Ibom A, they have explanations to make. The lady, Comfort Emerson, she has explanation to make. The explanation should be in writing, well detailed by both parties, and after the explanation has been made, both parties should be brought together. Everybody involved in this needs to explain to the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority and to the Minister of Aviation for the said bodies of government to be able to take the appropriate decision in this case. Now, the picture here is a picture of a man who a few days ago, Kwam1, who a few days ago tried to stop a plane from taking off. This is just the picture of it, okay? The illustration of what the man did, trying to stop the plane from taking off. This was wrong. So both events of Kwam1 and Value Jets, which took place some days back, And the event of Ibom A and the passenger are not good optics for the aviation industry of this country. They're not good optics. How do you try to stop a plane from moving? And for the pilot of that value jet, how do you move and you almost cut off the head of this man? If the pilot had cut off the head of this man, that pilot would have been in jail by now. Because the pilot would have rightly been charged to court for murder. Her lawyers will now go and argue and say, oh, it was not intentional and all that. If the lawyers succeed in taking it away from murder, you will land at manslaughter. What is manslaughter? Manslaughter means unintentional killing. Once there is killing, you have serious penalty to face in law. The penalty for manslaughter is life imprisonment, and that is not good for pilots. So both the events of Kwam 1 and the event of today in Ibom A with the passenger are not good optics for this country, and these things must stop. There is need for the Ministry of Aviation and the airlines to embark on passenger and crew education. It looks as if we have taken it for granted that everybody knows what should be done when you enter the plane. It's so. It's as if we have taken it for granted. Yes, I know what should be done. And that's why, irrespective of the provocation, I have a way around it. You know what should be done. You that is watching, you know what should be done. But it's not everybody that understands. And the events of Kwam 1 and also the event of Ibom A and the passenger have shown it clearly that there is need for more education to be made to the passengers and to the crew members for better ways of handling these things. These things hardly happen on international flights. I've traveled internationally a number of times. These things hardly happen. Okay? And when they happen, there are better ways to address them. It is my wish that this does not happen anymore in our aviation system, in our aviation industry. The airlines are trying their best to provide us means of transportation. They should also have respect for the passengers, because without the passengers, the airlines cannot fly. But at the same time, once you are wrong, and appropriate punishment should be meted. If it is the airline that is proved to be wrong, appropriate punishment to be meted. If it is the passenger that is proved to be wrong, appropriate punishment should be meted. Nigerians have said that Kwam 1 did his own and apologized, and nothing has been done to him. I just hope that that is not the end of that matter. Nigerians are waiting to know the end of that matter. Nigerians are saying that, oh, you shouldn't take this one to court and not take this one to court. Well, whatever be the case, the Minister of Aviation is a lawyer. He should understand that justice must be served in both cases. But my own for this video is that aviation safety is very important for everybody, and all hands must be on deck to ensure that we have aviation safety. Passengers must behave well. Crew members must also exercise some restraints. Security in the airport, they should do their own work and also do so with some caution and with some restraints. Many thanks for watching. Do remember to share and also subscribe to this channel for more videos.